You shoot?
Shoot.
What up, gangsters? What's up, everybody? It is. What the fuck are you doing?
Turn this off, sorry. I actually tried to turn my phone off.
Wait a second. Right from the get-go, like. What's up, everyone? Very welcome to the show. It is Fight Week, Craig.
Big one today, man.
Yeah, it's really big.
Been looking forward to this one. So how have you been, Sean? How's your week been?
I had a fantastic week. We had bank holiday weekend here in the UK and Ireland. And, well, what did you have, Craig? A bank holiday weekend?
I had a bank holiday weekend to forget, to be honest.
Enough about that bad energy, Craig. Move on, because, oh my God, I can feel it right up in my balls about this week, Craig.
It's been a mad week. Yeah. So obviously officially announced this week, Demetrius Johnson is going to one championship, and Ben Funky Askren will be heading over to the UFC, and the first ever trade in MMA has been officially announced. The only people that haven't announced is actually the UFC.
Yes, that's
everyone else
true.
has
Dana White still has Ben Askren blocked on Twitter. And also, DJ came out and said this week he's going to be fighting at £135 for one championship.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that myself now.
So it's going to be
That'd
fighting
be interesting
135, but I'd say, as I said, the talent over there, probably not at the level of the UFC, but then again, as you said,
they're going to have some great fights though. They do have some stacked lighter weight divisions over there, so there's definitely some great matchups.
Absolutely.
Over there. Best of luck over to him there.
Best of luck to DJ, we love you so much.
Oh, earlier this week, Israel Adesanya was on Ariel Helwani's MMA show on Monday. He dropped in the studio to talk to him, and he had a few words to say about Brendan Schaub. Did you see that, Sean? Yeah.
He wasn't too happy with the fact that Brendan Schaub always kind of tries to take the light off other fighters whenever he's talking about them, especially on Joe Rogan's podcast, when he kind of gets platformed to speak his mind. He kind of degrades some of the fighters a bit, and Israel loves his memes. As we all know that, he absolutely loves memes, and he loves making them. He say he actually went to college to do something. He almost graduated
some computer thing, wasn't he?
Almost graduated from some technical thing, so he actually is good at making the memes, but he made them to slag off Brendan, the fact that he's all talk. He thinks Israel kind of isn't as talented coming in as a kickboxer, and the kickboxers don't do so well in the UFC, and Israel was telling him to
put his finger on the screen, shush. And it wasn't until Israel actually said this that I did notice Brendan does do this a lot, where he
does, like
absolutely. Even when I saw the clip him talking about Joe Rogan brought up Israel at that time, and Brendan kept going, oh well, there were some other great fights in that card, you know, like,
I wouldn't have given fight of the night to maybe,
he was just trying to take the shine away from straight away. So big ups to Israel. I'm a big fan of him. Can't wait to see him this weekend. Really look forward to that.
Stylebender's back. So a big favourite of ground and pound for us anyway is Platinum Mike Perry. Of course, we were chatting about him last week, calling out Ben Askren, the first welterweight to do so. But he also has a fantastic Instagram page. If you go and follow it, it's up there with Derrick Lewis's page. His stories are just hilarious. But he made this video of him going around the Jackson Wings gym the other day, dressed as an Indian, looking for the cowboy.
Native American.
They
don't like that.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, you know, the old classic Cowboys versus Native Americans.
Yes.
Those films. It's 2018.
Indians, man. You gotta be. It's Indians. You gotta be.
So anyway, he basically was dressed up with a big headpiece, running around the gym saying, "Has anyone seen the cowboy?" And I do.
He's gonna collect the reward for him. Like, get a wanted poster and put an arrow in on the cage.
Cowboy will take on Platinum Mike Perry at Fight Night coming up. When is that? 6 weeks or something?
In November. I think it's November 10th, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's in Denver, Colorado, the 25th anniversary card. And Yair Rodriguez is actually he stepped in for Frankie Edgar there. He's gonna be taking on the Korean Zombie, the main event now. So that's gonna be a great event. So at the weekend, Darren Till went to the Liverpool match, and he had a bet on, obviously, Liverpool to win 3-1. Mo Salah to score the first goal, it was on until the last few minutes when who would it been?
I have no idea. I don't watch Liverpool.
Whatever. Well, Liverpool won 3-2 in the end, whatever. But after the match, Darren Till called out Conor McGregor in his Instagram story saying before he fights his last fight in Ireland, they should fill out Anfield and have a main event slot.
If that fight ever did come to fruition, I think it'd be absolutely hilarious.
I would definitely have to go over for it.
I'd definitely go over for it. It's only a few minutes on the flight.
Should get the boat over.
Okay, Craig. It's time to bring out the first ever guest on Ground and Pound. We've had a lot of people who want to get involved with the show, but not a lot of people have stuck their hand in the pot of gold just yet. But this man has. He is a personal trainer from Balbriggan in North County Dublin. He is a personal friend of me and Craig's. He is an MMA spectator.
A WWE fanatic.
Yeah, you can follow him on Instagram at the Irish Rock PT. But as for right now, Here he is, our very first guest of the show, Reese Manning. How are you getting on, my man?
I'm getting on good, lads. How are you?
What are you up
good,
to?
man.
What I'm up to? Just hanging out with my boys. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, put it there.
Oh,
Reese is a personal trainer.
Tell the fans a bit about yourself then, Mr. Personal Trainer.
Well, I'm a personal trainer and I'm a powerlifting fanatic, so I just love getting PRs and just love lifting weights, you know what I mean?
Smashing down PRs,
I love doing that shit.
Okay, enough about Reese. Okay, Reese, we have a big card coming up this week. It's UFC 230 live from Madison Square Garden in New York City.
The big boys.
You looking forward to it? You can be watching with us?
Absolutely, guys. Like every single paper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And listen, who's your picks for the main event?
I think now, obviously DC is the more rounded fighter. Like, that's obvious. Like, Derrick Lewis doesn't hold a torch to him in any area of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, true.
Very
true.
Derrick Lewis is a big motherfucker with a big right hand. You know what I mean?
As Dan Hardy says, he has that if factor there. You know, he has that right hand. It's game over.
His record in the UFC. Let's look at it. Look at the amount of people he knocked out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
DC. I know he was a light heavyweight and he was a heavyweight back in the day, but like, you know what I mean? I think Derrick Lewis is so much bigger. Even for Daniel Cormier to wrestle this man, will he be able to wrap his arms around that big belly of his? I also hear Brock Lesnar is going to be in attendance.
Yeah, if he gets in the octagon this time, he's getting a slap in the face from Daniel Cormier. Or Derrick Lewis.
Or Derrick Lewis. What about Brock Lesnar versus Derrick Lewis?
Won't give a fuck, man. He'll start a fight right there.
Okay, so before we jump into some extra stuff with you, Reese, me and Craig are going to do our Sean versus Craig fight picks for the main card of UFC 230. So Craig, first fight up, to kick off the main card, we have Derek Brunson versus Israel Adesanya, a middleweight clash. It's going to be spectacular. Who you got?
I'm going to go with my G, Israel Adesanya. I think he's just going to stuff any takedown Brunson, get the tries on him, and obviously he's just second to none with a strike, and he's such a high level kickboxer, and I think he's going to be way too much for Brunson on the feet, so I'm going with Israel.
Absolutely. I'm also going for Style Bender because I love him to bits so much.
Yeah.
Okay, next fight, Craig.
Next fight we have I think it's Carl Robertson against Mr. Marshman. Marshman's obviously the Welshman. He's taking on Robertson. He's only 3-0, like 3-1 or something. He doesn't have a lot of MMA experience. So I'm actually going to go with Marshman for this one. He's 2-2 in the UFC, and he's got. I think this is his 30th pro MMA fight. So I'm going to go with the Welshman here, supporting my fellow European.
Okay, for the sake of competition, I'll take Robertson for that
Fair
fight.
enough.
David Branch taking on Cannonier.
Yeah,
it's going to be a clash as well. My gosh.
Obviously, Cannonier coming in here on short notice after Jacare was moved to fight Weidman.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with David Branch here, just because he's at a full camp, and I just think he's at a much higher level than Cannonier, to be honest.
I'm also going to go with David Branch for that one. Chris Weidman taking on Jacare Souza in the co-main event. Obviously, Luke Rockhold is out with an injury. He's going to be out for 6 months or something like that. Chris Weidman taking on Jacare. It's going to be a very interesting clash. Who have you got, Craig?
To be honest, I've actually got Chris Weidman in this one. I think he's looked really good in training camp, and I just think his head's back where it was, like when he beat Anderson Silva. So I'm going to go with the New Yorker Weidman in this one.
Yeah, I'm very torn on this fight.
It's a tough one.
Jacare has incredible jiu-jitsu, but I've seen Weidman doing plenty of work with Matt Serra and the Longo
boys. He's a black
boys.
belt himself, you know.
Listen, for the sake of competition, I'm going to go Jacare. Okay, which brings us on to the big main event. We have Daniel Cormier taking on Derrick Lewis for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world.
This is the big one.
Craig O'Hara, who have you got and why?
Well, I've got Daniel Cormier for a simple reason. He's just a better fighter.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I got the Black Beast.
Yes!
He's never let me down before.
Daniel Cormier has never been knocked down by a heavyweight. He's never been beaten at heavyweight, and I just think he's going to use superior wrestling, get him down to the ground, pound on him for a round, maybe 2 rounds, and either TKO him or tap him out.
What's the height difference here?
If we're looking at this, we have
inches, like
40. What the fuck? Where's the height?
Look, 75 inches. He's 4 inches taller than DC.
And wider, obviously.
Yeah, heavier as well.
Yeah.
You don't know actually coming into it.
DC was 258 pounds so when he fought Steve Bay. He was heavier than Steve Bay, wasn't he?
Apparently he's 245 walking around in his clothes now. That's what he said.
Enough of the messing, Reese. You're our first guest in the Ground and Pound show. We're going to put you through your paces, okay? If you ever want to be on here again, you have to throw a good showing in what we have here, which are some questions.
Putting in the shift.
Yeah, you got to put in the shift. Okay, Craig, you prepared some MMA questions. I prepared some general knowledge questions.
Okay.
So we're going to
general knowledge.
We're going to go 1 for 1, and we're going to get 30 seconds on the clock here, right?
Time limits.
There's a time limit on this, yeah.
Will we do a time limit?
We'll do a 30-second time limit.
Alright.
Okay.
So Reese has to get as many right as he can in 30 seconds.
Are you ready, Reese?
I'm ready, always.
The time starts now.
Alright, Reese, who's Teacher Dillashaw's head coach?
Dwayne Ludwig.
Who's the Prime Minister of the UK?
Don't have a clue.
Who's the president of Bellator MMA?
Oh, I can't remember his name, but I know him enough to see like.
How many sides does a pentagon have?
Pentagon, that's 6.
No. What's Dustin Poirier's nickname?
The Wild Beast.
No.
What's the capital of Scotland?
What's it again? What's it again? The New Highlands.
Here we go.
New Highlands. Let's keep going.
Who defeated Hanson Silva for the middleweight belts?
Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
He snapped his leg.
Who's the current SmackDown Live Women's Champion?
Becky Lynch.
Oh, God.
True.
I didn't watch it, though.
How old was Vitor Belfort when he competed at UFC 12?
TRT, Vitor.
Yes, it would have been.
Testosterone.
His debut in UFC 1997.
20, 18.
Close, 19.
Who are the current challengers for the WWE Universal title?
Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman.
Oh, yeah. The big
How many KOs did Derrick Lewis have in the UFC?
I'd say well over 10.
Yes, 10.
Oh,
That's wrong, he said over 10.
well, 10. He said 10.
1 minute 20 seconds. Let's count up how many you got right. So at the end of that, Reese, you got 4 questions right out of 11. You don't know the Prime Minister of the UK, the capital of Scotland, but you know who's fighting for the Universal titles.
Well, that's all that matters.
matters.
That's all that matters.
I'm in my little bubble.
Reese isn't going to lose any sleep over who's fucking running the UK.
He won't lose any sleep.
He really won't, like.
Reese, thank you for coming on the show.
Boys, thanks for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, if you're looking forward to UFC 230 and you're all up the hype train, do join us on our Instagram live that we're going to be doing on Saturday before the big fights. Make sure to drop us a comment in the comment section below. Instagram, DM us and give us a follow at Ground and Pound Show, at Gareth_Sweeney, at O'Haragram, at Donald Sean Carey, at Irish Rock PT.
See you later.
Do we say, we have to say goodbye? Okay. Bye!
Bye.